Hello everyone, myself Viren Patel, associated with LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So, in this current video lecture series, we are studying subject of Physics Group 1. So, till now in this chapter of laser, we have learned about the properties, principle of laser, and we have discussed Einstein theory of radiation. Also, we have derived the equation of Einstein coefficient A and B. Now, in the current video lecture, we are covering the topics such as basic definition, such as population inversion, lasing, metastable state, active medium, types of pumping, basic laser system components, and at last we will see the application of laser in various fields. So let's start the basic terms or basic definitions related to the laser concept. So we will start with the population inversion. Here we know that amplification of incident wave is only possible when the population of upper level is greater than that of the lower level. This is the case of population inversion, or we can say that it is a mechanism by which we can add more number of atoms to the metastable state and hold them there long enough to store energy, and thereby allowing the production of great number of stimulated photons. Now, to do this, we pump atoms into metastable level at a rate that exceeds the rate at which they leave. A large number of atoms are therefore excited to and held in this level, leaving an almost empty level below. So the atoms stay in this metastable level without de-exciting while the population builds up, giving rise to the population inversion. So we can say that population inversion is a state of achieving more number of atoms in the excited state compared to the ground state. So we can say that population of high energy level N2 is greater than the population of lower energy level N1. Now the next step is pumping. So it is the mechanism of exciting atoms from the lower energy state to the high energy state by supplying energy from external source. So here we can say that by pumping we can achieve the more number of atoms in high energy state. So pumping is nothing but the process to excite the atom from lower energy state to the high energy state. Now, optical pumping, it is mechanism of exciting atoms from lower energy state to high energy state by supplying energy from external optical source, or we can say that by light source. So in optical pumping, the pumping mechanism is achieved by external optical source. Now the next term is lasing. So the process which leads to emission of stimulated photons offer establishing the population inversion. The process which leads to emission of stimulated photons after establishing the population inversion is known as lasing. So by population inversion we can achieve the higher number of atoms in high energy level. But after that process which leads to the emission of stimulated photons, this is known as lasing. So basically we can say that process occurs after population inversion. Now next term is lifetime. So the limited time for which a particle or an atom remains in the excited state, it is about nanosecond. So here we can say that the amount of time period for which a particle remains in excited that is also known as lifetime. It is about nanosecond. Now, the metastable state. The energy levels where the lifetime of atom is very large is also known as metastable state. So we can say that in metastable state, the lifetime of atom is very large. Now, the next term is optical resonator. So it is a pair of reflecting surfaces, or we can say that mirrors, of which one is a perfect reflector and other is a partial reflector. So this type of pair of reflecting mirrors is known as optical resonator. In optical resonator, the one is a perfect reflector and other is a partial reflector. So we have discussed the terms related to that laser concept. So let's quickly revise the terms. First is population inversion. So it is a state of achieving more number of atoms in excited state compared to the ground state. Then pumping. It is the mechanism by which excited atoms from lower energy state to a higher energy state by supplying energy from external source. Then optical pumping. So in this process we use the external optical source. Now lasing. So lasing process leads to the emission of stimulated photons after establishing the population inversion. Lifetime. So it is a time for which a particle or an atom remains in the excited state. And last we have discussed the optical resonator. So it is a pair of reflecting surfaces in which one is a perfect reflector and other is a partial reflector. Now let's move towards the different types of pumping and where it is used. So we will start with the first pumping, that is optical pumping. So as we have discussed, this optical pumping is achieved by external optical sources and it is used in a laser like Ravi laser and NDR laser. So next is electrical pumping. So when a strong electric field is applied, electrons are accelerated and collide with neutral gas atoms and ionize the medium. Due to that ionization, atom gets to the higher energy level. So here in this type of pumping, we have applied the external electric field and due to that electric field, electrons are accelerated and it ionizes the medium. And due to that ionization, atom gets to the higher energy level. So this type of electrical pumping used in gas lasers like CO2. Now direct conversion. Here direct conversion of electrical energy into light takes place. So in this type of pumping, we have converted that electrical energy into light directly. This type of pumping is used in semiconductor laser. Then next is inelastic collision. So electric discharge method is used to cause collision and excitation of atom. And this process is used in helium neon laser, or we can say that HENE laser. And last is chemical pumping. So here atom get excited by suitable chemical reactions. And this type of pumping is used in dye and chemical lasers. So here you have to keep in mind that there are different types of pumping like optical pumping, electrical pumping, direct conversion, elastic collision, and last is chemical pumping. Also, these pumping are used in various types of laser that we have discussed. Is optical pumping is used in Ravi laser. Same way, electrical pumping is used in gas lasers. Direct conversion pumping is used in semiconductor laser. Inelastic collision is used in helium neon laser. And last, chemical pumping is used in dye and chemical lasers. So now let's discuss the basic component of that laser system. So here you can see in the figure, there is a reflector, active medium, pumping process and partial reflector. So here the optical resonator is nothing but the pair of that two reflector. One is a partial reflector and other is a perfect reflector. Here pumping source. So we know that pumping is a mechanism by which we can achieve the higher number of atoms in excited state. So here the pumping source is there. Here in case of pumping source, it is depends on the types of pumping, which type of source is used for that process. And there is an active medium in which this process occurs. So these are the basic components of laser system. Now let's discuss the various applications of laser in various fields. So let's start with the industrial applications. So welding, cutting, drilling, testing of quality materials, heat treatments of metallic and non-metallic materials. These are the various applications of lasers in industry. We will discuss this welding, cutting and drilling in detail in next lectures. Now, the medical applications of lasers are treatment of detached retinas, performing micro and bloodless surgery, and treatment of cancers and tumors. So this is the very important application of laser in medical field. Now these are applications of science and energy, where fiber optic communication, holography, underwater communication, and to accelerate chemical reactions. So these are the applications where laser can be used for this science and engineering approach. So in this video we have discussed the basic terms related to laser concept, and we have discussed the types of pumping and where it is used, also different type of lasers. Now in next video we will learn the two types of laser, ruby laser and helium neon laser. So that's it for today's session. Thanks for watching.